Yet, do you guys see if there is any sign of recording?
Yes, I can
Yeah,
see
at the top.
Okay, so it is recording. Yes, perfect. So I was going to say a big welcome to Bo. Bo has extended the map of the AI community. He's in the far, far east in Philippines. Is that correct, Bo?
Yes, Mohammed. Yeah, I'm from Quezon City, Philippines.
Excellent, excellent. Tagalog, right? That's the language.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
welcome to the community, Bo, and we're looking forward to see you creating value and also sharing all this knowledge in your market.
Maraming salamat.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Let's see who we have new. We still have our note takers, unfriendly note takers. Eli, how have you been?
very well, and I'm still in Slovakia, so I'm a happy man for sure. While
Nice.
trying to learn Slovakian, and I'm still at the beginning stages.
That's cool. That's very cool. How is the weather there right now? It must be already
I
warm,
tell
huh?
you what, it was rough. It was like London
Oh,
weather for the first week. I'm telling you, I was so disappointed. But the sun started to come out at the moment, so it's cool.
okay, it will change. Thank you everyone for joining. I'm gonna start sharing my screen. And let's see if we have any new member that maybe want to say hello. Okay, Azizul is here. Azizul is part of our team. So Azizul and Saleh also is here. Thank you for joining. And then we have our usual suspects. Yeah. Eli, shall we start?
Yeah, totally. I can see your screen nice and clear. Dr.
Superb.
Charity, nice to see you here and everybody else. So yeah, let's start.
Yeah, and a warm welcome to Zach. Zach, I'm sorry, we owe you responses. It's gonna come. Thank you for your very deep patience. I think you're mute, Zach. I think you're still mute.
Oh, sorry about that. Good to see you, everybody.
Yes, thank you, Zach. Welcome. I have a quick announcement or update for those of you who may suffer RTILA behaving weirdly. It's because just yesterday or 2 days ago, Google Chrome pushed a new update. They update Google Chrome automatically, and they don't let us downgrade, and it created a bug with RTILA. So if any one of you has a problem where when you open RTILA like this, and if when you click in the inspector button, if it doesn't work, just contact us. We have a video tutorial on how to solve it. So that was just a quick one so that nobody panics. And of course, we're going to solve this in the next version update. This happened a bit suddenly. And Zach, that was also one of the reasons we spent almost 48 hours on that emergency. But it's under control now. Okay, let's go back to our theme today. Today it's going to be very much hands-on, and Eric, please guide me also as we go, because we're using you again as a guinea pig to share with the community.
Yes.
Excellent. So the first point, if we are good, yes, Mohammed Arabiat, how are you? I see you.
Fine. How are you today?
Yes, all good, all good. I think, is it Jordan is 1 hour behind us, behind Mauritius, or what time is it for you?
Maybe it's 2 hours late. It's now 8 o'clock.
You're 1 hour behind us. Nice.
1 hour. So,
yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
So let's start with the second point. Now we did a quick intro and an update. I want to come back and take maybe 10-15 minutes, guys, to, especially from a business owner's perspective, to make sure and to show you how relational fields work in a database so that we can get the best out of our databases. Especially when we scrape data, we want to organize it on the fly, and that's the whole effort we're doing with RTILA at the moment. So those who did not go through the lesson that is about entities and table relationships, please look at our school community, and the course is called Entities Relationship. Entity is a table or a database entity, and a few weeks ago we did this one-to-one, one-to-many, and many-to-many with some examples. And I just want to highlight an important thing is that when you have a relation table between, let's say, courses and students, when you create a relationship between the two that is called enrollment, we need to track what we call the foreign keys, the unique keys of every entity. So the unique identifier of the student, the unique identifier of the course, and then they go into the enrollment table, or what we call the joint table. Then the joint table has a unique key and then has two foreign keys. So this is how database developers and programmers in general, they set it up. For us as business people, we need to understand that so that we can scrape, organize, and filter and accommodate for these relationships to work for us, so that later on we can display an enrollment table and find from the enrollment side all the students and all the courses, but also from the course side, you can find who enrolled in this course. So if you don't do this relationship, if you don't understand that this is how they come together in a joint table, then it will be much harder for us to organize our data. So if there is any question at this moment here, please let me know. If not, we can do this exact relationship live on Directus to show you how this works. And Justin, welcome. I see your photo pop up. No questions so far, Eli? I don't see anything in the chat. No, I can't see the chat.
Even in the message section, so we're getting better at this, man.
Yeah. Yes, but I'm afraid because sometimes silence can be good, or that means you're completely out of the way. So
in this case, it's good.
Let's assume it's good, yes. So let's talk now, let's see like hands-on, what do we mean by creating a relationship? And in this case, we will look at a specific relationship. And excellent, thank you, Zach. And we're going to look at this database structure that we have. This is our model, and Eric already started using it. So the challenge we have when we start to scrape data is that we have what we call organizations, which is a company. So I'm gonna delete the search filter. We have all our companies. If you guys remember last week we did this course, Mass Scrape Google Map, and we shared with you guys the three automation steps. Step one to search the keywords and get the search URLs, and then scrape the listing URLs, and then scrape the data into organization table. So this is what happened. This is what Eric has been doing. Now we have the data here, which is filled by all the stuff we got from Google Map. And I'm going to go back to a better example. This has been actually enriched. Yes, so it's this case. When we scrape from Google Map, we mark the status as initial scrape. Initial scrape, that means it just came freshly from Google Maps. So this is the status that the bot number 2 will go, sorry, bot number 4 now, will come and see if it was initially scraped, and we get some data from, we get the phone number, we get some information about the Google Map, the location, and so on. Then we have another bot that comes in and takes the URL. In this case, this one doesn't have, we didn't find the URL in Google Map, but I'm going to try one that has a URL. So this is also no URL. This one has a URL, alles pur. So we have another bot that comes and look at initial scrape, and then it will pick up the URL and then do what we call here the step that we call enriched from URL. So we are starting to enrich data. So this particular bot that I will show you today will do that. Now the challenge we had is that when we go to this website and we start to scrap emails, you see here we find some emails. If we go to the emails here, we find few emails, and sometimes we don't find emails, and then it gets messy. And then we save it here, and then it's not usable for you guys. And also we are scraping social media. So sometimes we find, here we didn't find any WhatsApp, no Facebook, but we have others that we find their social media. But it gets kind of messy. I want to show you one that has social media. Let's go here. Yeah, no one has social media in this first batch.
There
Here, this
were a
one.
couple. Yeah.
Yeah, this one has Instagram, for example. This one has Facebook and WhatsApp. So let's look at this one. This one, we find the contact page so that we can use it. Eli, I think we talked about this, to use directly the contact page for submitting massive amount of contact page submission messages, so that we don't use email. So that's what we capture. We capture the contact page. We capture what is available in Germany because of the law, is what is called the impressum page, that forces businesses to display somebody who is responsible with their phone number, email. And here again, we find multiple emails, and it was not organized. And I wanted to show you the social media. Yeah, we catch a Facebook page for the business, and we caught a WhatsApp page. And normally, when there is a WhatsApp page, we should be able to extract a phone number. So we will improve this. We will be able to extract a WhatsApp phone number. So this is not ideal.
Excuse me.
Sorry, yes, Eric?
The emails are actually ordered, because those are the email addresses that he found on the contact page, impressum page, and it has that particular order. So
Exactly.
sometimes I have 3 different email addresses in them.
Indeed. And sometimes we have 3 times the same email, yeah?
Absolutely.
Yes.
And sometimes it has no middle email because there was none displayed.
Exactly, yeah. So we're crawling multiple pages, and then because sometimes the email doesn't appear on the home page, but it appears on the contact page. So now, Eric, what we are encountering here is that because we're just throwing all the emails here, it's hard to deal with, because normally the email field should only have one, the main email, yeah?
Absolutely.
So what we propose is to activate what we talked about in our early courses of abstraction tables. We're going to abstract the email and all our communication channels into a dedicated table that we call contact detail. And contact detail, it will allow us now, every time we find an email, we will put, for example, Mohammed business email, and then we will check what is the type. Is it an email, a phone number, a Twitter, a LinkedIn? You know, here you can add as many types of communication channels so that we can prepare to have multi-channel outreach for the same given company or the same given person. So here we would say it's an email, and then the value will be the email, for example. And we can also later on specify the scope, if it's a general, personal, and related to party. And also what we want to check is to know if I can email this email or not, if it's valid or not, because we have an email validation command. So for now, we created a validation result field here, where we can type the command return here. Yeah. So when we do that, now I will show you, we will be able to have a whole bunch of contact information, multiple contact information per company, and then we can test them, Eric, and then we can know which one we can use for outreach. That's the objective. Now
That sounds very good.
And now to be able to do that, because now we are outside of the organization table, we are outside of the company row. We need to make contact detail. We need to create a relational field between contact detail and the organization, and a relational field between the contact detail and a person, because it could be a person as well in that company, a specific person. So let me show you how it is done here when we go into the settings, data model. And when I go to contact detail here, the contact detail table, we've added 2 fields, Eric. And these fields are many to one. So we have one field that is called natural person. That means that it's a relationship between this contact detail line and one specific human. So we do not want to have one email belonging to 2 different humans, because then it will create a mess, you don't know who you want to message. And this is what Apollo and the others are doing. They're doing a many-to-one. One human can have many emails, but one email can only be assigned to one human. That means that many emails can only be assigned to one human. So it's a many-to-one relationship. And then also we have organization, because the same, we don't want to have one email used for two different companies. So it's a many-to-one from the email perspective, from the contact detail perspective, going towards a company. Any question about why many-to-one or why not one-to-many or many-to-many? Eli, you also do some database structure.
Oh, there's no, that's a way of just keeping sure that the structure in the database isn't corrupted. So
Exactly.
there's some kind of logic to it all. Otherwise, you're just all over the place.
Yes, and then the good thing with Directus is that when you do this properly, it will also give you immediately some analytical view and some back-end view that is very useful. So I will just show you right now how to create a relational field. There is a good practice, and then we can move into the demo. So Directus has different things. Sorry, I'm gonna disable this here. This night view is not making it nice. Okay, I think now it's more visible. So I will redo it. When you create a new field in Directus for the contact detail table, and let's say I want to create a link to a many-to-one relationship, I can scroll down and you have the relational fields right here. So the way I did is that I went to the many-to-one, and then you call it, usually you want to call it the same name as the target table. So if, let's say, I want to relate this contact detail to a source, I'm going to call it source. Or I can call it source relation if you want to make it more explicit. So this field is going to relate my contact details to a source and create a relationship between this contact detail and that source. And the next thing you need to do is to say this relationship is with which other table, and the other table I said is source. Now you have the display template. This is really display. I want to display the source name so that I know that I'm relating to that source instead of its unique ID. And here you can check the box, show a link to the item. That will allow us to link on each collection all the other related collections. And here, do not click save. So I repeat, do not click save. Click continue in advanced field creation, because there is an important part that Directus will do for you, which normally you have to program in SQL or other way, is that I'm going to go here into relationship, and I'm going to ask Directus to create the corresponding field. That means that I want another field created inside the source, so that now from the source, I can come back and find the contact details that are related to that source. So I create the reciprocal link in the other table. And that's very important. Then we can navigate the relationship from both sides of the relationship. So once you do that, you can create it. And now this many-to-one field is available through the API. And also we can use it with RTILA. So this is how it works. This is what I wanted to cover here in this point. Point 2, relational data fields in Directus demo. Any questions so far? And I'm going to pull also the Directus window so that everyone can see this. Please don't be shy. I will come back here to the relationship table. If you don't have questions, that's also fine. We are going to run it and see how it works. And I can show you also the RTILA side of it. So I think...
Just remember, everybody, that we're recording it. So I know it's a bit of a head scratcher, but then you're going to go over and over as much as you want. That's the great thing we'll record it.
Yes, thank you. And don't be shy. There is no question that is not relevant. So let's proceed. Let's now look at how are we going to use this digital infrastructure and this database with RTILA. And now we are kind of all of us entering a new phase of the way we do scrapping, web scrapping. So we used to do a lot of web scraping, and then we have to deal with CSV files, and then we have to download the CSV file, do some corrections, upload it somewhere, create the relationships. That was a lot of work. What we want to do now, and what we want you to learn, guys, is we can scrape and immediately on the fly organize our data, create the relationships, and save it in the database in one go on the fly. No CSV, no upload, no manual relationship creation, no human mistakes, no delay. I can scrape the data and make it available in my SaaS immediately for my customer. So that's what we are spending time on right here, and I'm going to show you how we do that with this particular database. Okay, so let's put this here. I go to RTILA, and then we have this project. We will share it with you in a couple of hours. We need to make some corrections, some updates, but it's already working. It's called Directus Enriched from URL. And that will be the step 4 after you do the Google Maps scrapping. Let's open here RTILA. And this is a little bit complex because we have to deal with a lot of errors that can come when you have a massive data coming from Google Maps. Sometimes the website is not working. Sometimes there's so many surprises that we are dealing with right here. You can see that we have multiple conditional logic. So for example, if here the condition is that if the current URL in the list is not found, then we skip. And also we have another one here. If the URL is broken, then we direct RTILA to Wikipedia page error 404 instead of crashing the browser. So we are doing all this conditional logic that we can work on later on. But what I want to show you today is that once the website is valid, we visit the website, and then here we are fine. So we're going to the website that is valid. We're scraping the emails from the first page. This is our command to scrape any kind of email with any type, and so Eli, I was saying that we want to clean up the data on the fly. So we are removing all the fake emails that some people put on their websites. So we're using a lot of rules here to clean up, to double check, to confirm the validity, the syntax, and look inside multiple fields, meta tags, text, HTML, sometimes JavaScript. So it's a very big command that finds us more than one email. So let me show you here, for example, if I open the launch here, and I go to the top command that go to Directus and gets us the listings that we want to find emails for. Right now it's communicating to the database, and it's going to pull for us a list of businesses with their URLs. Here we go. These are coming from Eric database. Let's say we go to osteopath. This is the first one that we want to find emails. We let it load. I reopen the console. So reopen the console here. And here, if I run this command, this email finding, if I run it, it will go through the HTML, the whole HTML source, and it will tell us if there is an email or more than one. In this case, there was no email. Let's take another one. Let's take this one. So here, Eric, I wanted to show you how now we manage more than one email, and we deduplicate the emails to keep your database clean.
Really cool.
So here we found one email, and what we do here also is that if we find 2 times the same email, we will deduplicate, and if we find more than one email, we put them one per line. So this way we can now feed it to the list of found email, and then we do a loop, and for every email that we find on the website, we verify the MX record, we verify the SMTP record, and then we save that in your database. And this is where RTILA, with this command, Directus command, we are directly connecting to your instance. You guys can change your instance here and with your access, and we are putting the value, the current email that we find. We are selecting the drop-down type email, and then we are pasting in validation results. We're pasting our email verification results, and here I have M2O, many to one. RTILA is telling Directus this email address is going to go into the many-to-one field called organization.id. .id, that means that for the organization, I'm using the ID to make the lookup, and the company ID is actually what we get from the first command. This is the company ID. It's in the list pipe 0, so that it will, sorry, we are on this one, Edralus. So it's going to relate, it's going to look up the ID and replace it with 35269, which is the ID in the database of this business. And it will relate this email that we catch to that company listing. And that's the many-to-one relationship. And it will do that in a loop. So now that we have this explained, let's run it. Let's run it here. And I will try to superpose both windows. Okay, there you go. There we go. Here I open the RTILA is starting to get the data from the database. Now we are on the website. You can see on the right, RTILA is going to start to look up for emails. And I'm going to go back to our listing here. We have no contact detail yet. Yeah. So it's going through. It find one email, you see here, it find one email. Now it's going to do the email validation on the fly. Or it already did it. So let's refresh here, contact detail, not yet. Okay, there's another email. I may have broken something. Let's see here. What are we using?
You can check an organization if you filter as the
Yes, I
last
have changed that. So yeah, I think I just broke something. I will try to repair it right now. Let's try. So when I was doing this, when I was doing the demo, I may have modified something. Let's see the conditional logic equals static not found. That's okay. Dynamic code. This is good. It's supposed to work. So let's see here. First email finding and first email finding. That's correct. Let's add email. Something is happening here. I may have broken something here. Let's add emails. Yeah, that's correct. Okay, let's try again. Maybe I launched the wrong project. Okay, it's starting to go to those emails. We get the list of websites. Let's see. This one didn't find any email, so it should skip. Okay, I think we go next website. This is Osteo Baby. We have one email here. Let's see if it's going to be able to send it. I should add some waiting time to see the API response. It's going too fast. Yes, something happened and it skipped the whole. Okay, I think I know what's going on. It's skipping the whole email validation flow. Let's try one more. Yes, I tried to repair it. If not, I will have to do another video and share with you the updated flow. I just deleted something by mistake when I was showing you guys. When we have dynamic code, oh, I know. This is where we lost it. So the condition is that list add email not equal to email found. So list add emails not equal to email found, not equal to email found. Sorry, not equal to no email found. Not equal to no email found. Where is it? I think it's this one, static no email found. Yeah, this one says no email found. Okay, I got it. I modified this, the name of this static variable, and then I forgot to update it in the conditional logic. But now I have it. So the condition is that the current email we have in the list should not be equal to no email found. And if that condition is valid, then we do the verifications and then we add it to Directus. So let's try again. Here.
Well, we can tell it's live, people, can't we? This is the real thing.
Yes. It's also still work in progress, you know, because we just changed this to make it better. And of course, this will gain more and more resilience, but we wanted to do the email verification to remove one more step manual work for you guys. So the command is a bit more complex, but let's look at it now. And also there is a lot of, when you deal with a lot of content, okay, you see now there is the email verification. Not only it found the email and now it added it to Directus. So let's look at now here, what do we have? We have, oh yeah, we start to have some data. Oh, I think maybe Eric, did you open this page just now? No?
No, I'm watching you. That's why
Okay.
I'm sharing here.
So let's show some other validation results here. And then we can see the status of the email. This is the email. Okay, these are the emails that are being found. I'm reorganizing the display. We don't need this. We don't need this for now. We want to see the type. Yeah, type is email. This is the validation that we are doing. And then I want to also see the organization that is linked to this email. And this is the business name. Yeah. And we want to also show the organization website URL here.
Looks like he picked up the marketing agency building the web page for the
sometimes it does.
Thomas.
Sometimes it does. And here it has found 2 emails for the same business. Yeah. So now we can do then some other automations to see, is this a personal email? Is this a generic email? Is this a supplier email? And then you can further enhance. And the idea here, Eric, is that not only we do the email, but also all the social media. So every time you have a contact channel for a business, it comes in as a row, and the row and every contact detail is related to the business and to their website. And this is the right way to prepare a lead SaaS business. So I'm gonna just relaunch everything. I see that we still have something that crashed it. And also what we need to do here is that once we get some data, emails and social media and so on, then we mark this company. So if I can now link, you see, if I go here and I have the related business, the related organization, we can go to that entry of related organization and put as scraped, enriched from URL. You see, we will change that automatically in another step. So let's go back to where we were, and let's launch it. Let's do just maybe another 5 for demo. So I'm gonna limit it to yeah, 50 is too many. Let's just do 5 websites. Let's launch it. There's also some preparation we need to do in advance here also, Eric, which is where is the? We need to better handle when businesses do not have website. I think I'm going too fast and I'm disturbing the automation. Okay, now we got 4 and 1 website that doesn't have a URL. So let's look at these websites now.
Yeah, it does have the issue when there's no URL that it just pastes the results from the.
Yes, we skip, if there is no URL, that's one conditional logic we did, is that we skip the process and we go to the next website. So the first website didn't have an email, the second website doesn't have an email. And here we're just doing the home page, Eric, for demo. Normally it will go to 3-4 page and then more often than not, we find the emails.
I had very good results. I mean, I had 58 businesses, I think.
Oh, that's good. So if you had 58 emails before, I think now we are catching 30% more than before, or 20% more. We enhanced the recognition of emails. Unfortunately, these first websites, they don't have emails on the homepage. They may have it on the contact
page. You try to
page.
hide it because when you have the emails visible, you get the spam mails, right? So
true. But more often they put their email on the contact page or the impressum page.
Absolutely, you have to.
Yeah. So let's wait another 2 or 3 if we have some of them. You see here, this one, some websites are very heavy in JavaScript and they take forever to load. So we may need to add some kind of better handling of this. Yeah, it was because of this privacy thing. This privacy thing actually is a killer. So also no email found.
We should maybe log issues like that and offer services to those websites.
Yeah, we could. Yeah, we could. So they take privacy warnings seriously, and then we get this. Okay, I think we went through the 5. Yeah, now it's going to the contact pages, which is beyond the script that we have. But I'm gonna launch it again here. Let's do one more time because I want to get some better websites, and then we can stop it on the fly. Let's get 20. And then we can open the floor to questions, but I wanted to have like a couple more in the database because I want to show you different statuses for you to organize the outreach. Okay, let's see this website, Physio Life. Yes, we find 3 or 4 emails in one page, you saw? And now it's verifying all those 4 emails. And now it's gonna add them. Yeah, it's verifying each email to see the validation. All right. And yeah, there were 5 emails, I think. But I see some errors here. See. We still have some small issues in the script. Something happened with the 5 emails. Let's see this one. Oh no, it's still verifying. Okay, now it wrote. Let's see what it wrote in the database. Yes, now we have a new one for Zimmerman. And this is what I wanted to show you, Eric. You can choose by quality of the test that we got. So you see here, we do MX, DNS record. That means that the domain name is good. We do a ping. We ping the domain name to see if the domain name is valid. And here the ping is valid. And then we do an SMTP test. We check as if we're going to send an email, but we don't send it, just to see if we get a response from the email server. Now, not all email servers will answer because it takes resources. So usually when you have MX valid, ping is valid, there are high chances that the email is actually valid. It's just that we couldn't double check the SMTP response. but sometimes they allow us to check the SMTP response, which is equivalent to sending them an email. And now you see this kind of result here, Eric. This is like VIP quality email, because all the 3 tests are valid. I know that if I send to this email, it should not bounce. So that's what we added into this script, and you can see now, and then you can organize and send your emails as you wish.
I'll tell you what, Mohammed, that's absolutely beautiful, because you are literally validating exactly what is needed. Most people, when they scrape, they literally just scrape the data, and you don't know if it's valid or
That's
anything
right.
like that at
Yeah.
all. But you've done the work on the fly, so you've enriched data that really exists.
Exactly.
That's
Yeah.
really there.
And what you don't see here is that we have removed duplicates, we have removed fake emails, we have removed, you know, all the garbage that we don't want to have in our database. We only save when it has been of a certain quality. Yes.
Metrobox has got their hands up. Who's Metrobox?
Hi everyone, it's
Tayo, yes.
Hi, Mohammed.
1 second, Tayo. I want to pull and see you here.
Thank you.
Where are you? Yes.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Tayo.
Two questions. For the verification, you
Yep.
mentioned SMTP check.
Yes.
Are we going to need additional resources for that, or it's inbuilt?
No, it's free, unlimited. It's an RTILA command. You can
Awesome.
verify 1 million email for free.
Wow, that's another unique use case. Thank
Exactly.
you.
Yeah, so we do the whole regex or regex rules to validate that the email is formed properly. We account for 2 letters domain name like .de for Germany. So we kind of captured all our experience with email formatting, and we put it in that command, so that we have like a very extensive email verification.
Fantastic. Thank you.
And this is free and unlimited. It just takes a bit of time. You saw it takes about 1 second to verify an email.
Yeah, that makes sense. Thank you.
You're welcome. But yeah, you can save money. So another thing that you could do is that here we didn't have that case, but sometimes Eli, an email will come and he will say MX invalid, ping invalid. That means you should just ignore it. Don't send the email to that. And then you have what we would advise, Eric, in the next step for the outreach is that when you have all 3 tests successful, you can quite safely send the emailing to them. When you have unknown on the SMTP, maybe those you can run them through another email verificator or do A/B testing, because depending on the source, some of these will have a high percentage of validity. Some of them will have a low percentage of validity. It really depends on the source and the age of the email. So another thing that we're going to add the domain name age every time, so that it gives you some more parameter of filtering the email's qualities. So it's coming up.
I'll just jump in just quickly here. Also, what this helps, what Mohammed has done by helping us validate the emails and checking that they actually are real and they're active, it saves the emails that you're outreaching to, because usually you can burn through your emails very quickly, because what happens is that they get to know that you're just throwing emails out to people that don't really exist, and then you're put into a black box.
Exactly. Yeah.
What Mohammed has done, he's done the hard work to find out what email really exists. So when you're using your real emails to outreach, they last much, much longer, and you don't burn through your emails like no tomorrow. And trust me, that can happen very quickly.
Indeed. And this is just the step 1 of our email validation and email relationship. We're working on another script that will come here and look at the email, and you see here it's Julia. And then we have another field where we want to know. So let me show you. For example, here we will make another automation that will be, and we send it to Llama 3.2 or ChatGPT, and then we want to know, is this actually, it's a personal email because it's Julia, then it's a higher quality for me. Then I can say hello Julia, and we can find the first name, last name of that person. So that's the next step, is that we want to really go to a high level of classifying our email database so that we can personalize much more our outreach. Eric, please go ahead.
Is there a possibility just for this case, because it's at demarketingboutique.de, which
Yes.
is, as I said before, probably their marketing agency that built the page.
That's right.
And she left her email in it. So can we validate that the domain, that this new email that we supposed, which is a personal email supposedly,
Yes.
is it from the same domain that the web page
Yes.
is from?
We actually
we don't write someone that is not related.
So we added it. We added it at the beginning. We had it, and then we were missing emails because sometimes in Germany I saw they have the official email and then they have the GMX email as well. And if it's GMX,
so many people just have GMX or Gmail or something like that.
Exactly. So now we keep all, but I think we should catch those emails.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then we can do another bot that so we tried something, we didn't put it because we're not sure, but we started to make a scoring. If the email is the same as the domain name, 5 points. If it's a generic, 1 point. If it's a personal business email, another 5 points, because then we can personalize. So maybe we could do it that way. And if it has nothing to do with the domain name and so on, it will have a low score. And it may be the provider, it may be the people who designed the website. Yeah. So we will come to, so right now what is still, lead scoring, yes, that's what we're preparing for. And also, this is just what we propose, Eric. You see, we created different fields because some emails, they give an error. We also want to log the error so that you don't send again an email next time. So there's a lot of things here that we want to bring in to you guys. And then we also, this is not enough actually, when we do here the validation results, we want to do another script or another bot automation that will actually further study this. And what we want to know is the email reachable? You know, is it, because sometimes it's a forward email, sometimes it's a catch all email. So this is also like a next step of validation. You can choose to do all the way validation, or you can choose like just one level. But we can add many things here, and we're happy to take your feedback, guys, because you are more experimented in outreach. So you tell us what kind of parameters we need to offer you here before saving the email, either on RTILA side or on Directus side. The same thing we want to do, Eric. So for us, contact detail is generic. It's not only email. The phone numbers will come here, the Facebooks will come here, and then we can ping the Facebook to see if there is no error for 100 page, because it picked up an error in the link. So the same logic, we get a Facebook, we get social media. We want to differentiate and know if it's a business Facebook or a personal Facebook. Is the Facebook active? Yes or no? If they have 0 followers and 0 friends, then maybe it's a dead,
Great stuff.
Yeah.
Great stuff.
So that's the idea that we want, and this will allow us to do that because we have abstracted the contact channels, and we can really prepare them and have a very safe and targeted outreach. Voila. So this is just the beginning. We started with the emails, but we're going to extend this to phone numbers. So we have another automation where we send the phone number to Gemma. Gemma was doing the best job to reformat the phone number and put +49 in front to standardize the phone number so that you can do SMS campaigns or whatever. And then recognize if it's a mobile or a landline.
I have something to tell you guys in the question section of today's thing, which is, yeah, not so good for Germany, but I'll tell you later.
Okay. Yes, so on my side, I did both demos. I hope it makes a bit of sense. And again, we want to co-construct this with you guys. So please don't be shy. In the RTILA.com community, go ahead and put some advice. Let's do this, let's remove this, let's add this check, and we will enhance it, and then we will post the updated version before the end of the weekend for you to use. Any raised hands or chat messages? Eli, please. I don't see the chat.
Not at the moment. No.
Cool. So for today's session, I'm done with my side of the presentation. So Ryan just arrived, I think. Ryan, hello.
Hello, sorry I'm running late.
No worries. We're at the question and answers, and we did a demo on how to scrape emails from URLs and organize them in a new table, contact detail table that has a relationship with the business and so on, so that we can then better organize our outreach. So the recording is there, Ryan, but if you have any question on the fly, don't hesitate as well.
I'll plan on catching the replay. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Pleasure.
I'm
Zach,
just going to step in just quickly.
go ahead.
And just
Eli.
say the validation side of this is I'm really impressed with, because usually for me to validate, when I used to outreach via contact pages, I had to burn proxies.
Oh,
So
yeah.
what I used to spin the proxies, and I would contact 5 million websites a day, and that's how I would actually clean my list or validate my list. But obviously the way you're doing it from a very intelligent, logical way, by actually pinging them in such a way that you would know and validate, rather than burning the proxies.
That's right.
And I like that. And you can step away, and there's many ways you can skin a cat, but I love this way, because you're cleaning that database. You're doing multiple things at once.
Yeah.
And I love that. And I really do love that, instead of me burning my 1,000 proxies, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Especially when you scrape generic data like Google Maps, and a lot of emails are broken, a lot of websites are dead. So if you just save everything in your database, you're gonna blob. Is it a good English? Blobbing the database. And also you're spending communication costs on things that are broken or not good enough. So we want to keep that mentality, Eli, and that's why we're going to add the years of the domain. There are a few things that we have in mind to give you guys as much decision points as possible for every channel that you want to outreach to, and then you can build the logic for your own business and score it. We will continue in this way. Thank you, Eli. I was going to...
Anyone?
So, yeah, sorry?
Any questions, anyone? God, it is silent this week, isn't it? It's getting quieter and quieter.
Yeah.
I think they're all becoming experts. You're teaching them way too much, man.
Maybe, yes. Zach, I was going to say that actually this part, we're going to add it to one of your automations because you had an early version.
Yes,
Yes.
that's great. Thank you.
You're welcome. So this will go into your automation, and then it will be available within your flow, which adds other values. Tanel, you also did a lot of outreach. Anything you think we could add or do better?
No, actually, the idea that to have this contact detail database section that relates to the companies and contacts, this is really good, like a new idea for me, because it was always, gathering the data together was always trouble for me. You have a contact person, and then you how to fit all the different emails, even when they have in the one, like a section of the contact database. So,
exactly.
But here is this relational stuff and contacts staying separate. This is really, really good idea.
And also here, go ahead, Tanel. Yeah, please go ahead.
No, I wanted to ask these additional activities that you said, these automations to check the Facebook page and all these are like some workflows you build in Directus, or you do these with RTILA, or these are some LLM activities you do outside, or how it's planned to do?
It will be RTILA plus local AI or ChatGPT. So we have both.
Okay.
We prefer to use Llama 3.2 or local LLM because the idea we have is that, like Eli said, we are building you guys an AI automation infrastructure to deal with millions of records. So when you deal with millions of records, 1 cent or 2 cents per something, it costs a lot of money. So we're building everything. How can we remove as much as possible the variable cost? So we want to use RTILA and Llama 3.2 on a local machine, even if it's a bit slow. But then it will not stop you from experimenting and cleaning up and doing much more. But also we have Claude integration, we have Perplexity and ChatGPT integrations, and other AI models.
Okay, so mainly the job is done by, let's say, Llama and RTILA, and
That's
then
right.
it syncs to our database.
Yeah. So not only Llama, our command is for Llama, and inside Llama you can have 20 different models. Like you can have Mistral, you can have Llama 3, you can have Gemma, and some local models, they work better for. There's one model that works better for correcting the phone numbers. Another model works better to create nice text that you want to send as an email intro. So that's the magic of using RTILA, is that you can also in the bot specify, I want to use this model for that, and I want to use that model for another thing. And now we can access 3, 4, 5, 6 models locally to get the best out of the local AI models without incurring a cost.
And just that on the, let's say, contact or let's say contact person or organization, we can add some database fields that we can generate some icebreakers or
Exactly.
even the CTAs that for unique for this organization or unique for this contact person. So
yeah, I'll show you. That's the next step. So we're a bit how you call it in English. We don't want to jump the horse. Eli, I don't know what's the English name.
Horse before the cart.
Sorry, the horse before the cart. Yes, but you see, when you go to your data model, that you already have this tunnel. Right now, we are in the phase where we are scraping, cleaning, formatting, organizing data to have a very good starting block. That's where we are, and we're trying to stay focused there. But as soon as we all reach maturity here, we're going to activate the communication table. And this is where we will use AI and RTILA to create very customized messaging for SMS, for WhatsApp, for social media, for Facebook, with the first name, last name, and their position and their role. Because we have their position, we have their role, and we can scrape their social media to see what are their preferences. So there's a lot of things that are here. You see here, they are great because we don't want to overwhelm you, but the tables are already there, including to recognize intent with AI. So let's say, for example, you now have 1 million contacts, and we have their Facebook and so on, but you don't want to just outreach to them out of the blue. We can put monitoring bots with RTILA until we notice that this gentleman or this lady or whoever starts posting or reacting on 4-wheel drive photos on his social media, and you're a 4-wheel drive seller. Then you say, oh, 4-wheel drive intent, matching my offering. Then I can kick off within the next few hours an outreach. So we call that intent marketing. That's what we are preparing for.
Not to jump ahead,
yes.
Let's say even intent and communication as well, but let's say even the one that we check today, the contacts and the organization and the person data. One thing is right now we build it up to collect and enrich the data, validate data, but then I think what's also important that we set the bots that go maybe regularly through our database, even if it's millions.
That's right.
So that because as soon as we get the data, tomorrow it's the old data. And that's really critical to have refreshing going on the background. And we have built the machine to do it regularly. So that's really
that's exactly where it becomes very expensive, Tanel. Unless you use our approach, monitoring the data and keeping the data alive is very costly. And that's why if you use local AI models,
not for us, but for our clients, let's say.
Yeah, or for our clients, yeah. So we can. So it's costly for us in terms of preparation, intellect, business. It takes to set up. It takes energy and learning. But then definitely you have to charge for this quality. So in our experience with RTILA here, the most expensive bots, sorry, the best revenue we got out of bots were what we call monitoring bots. Because financial companies, they have like high risk clients, and they want to run every month a check on social media and Google if there is no crime related to that customer. And we charge them a subscription per customer per month. And if they have 100 high risk customers and it's $10 per month, you know, that's $1,000. So we call these monitoring bots, and we help them to stay afloat in terms of risk monitoring.
Yes.
Thank you, Tanel. I hope it answers a bit. I don't know if it was Eric first or Tayo first. Eric, I think you were first. Tayo, please go ahead.
No, actually, while you were discussing, you actually answered my question. The question I wanted to ask you, because I was curious to know how we can create personas. You know, when you collect those data and you can like assign a model to like do research on those criteria and make, something that you can use to communicate and know what the client wants.
Exactly. Yes. Now yes, Tayo. Sorry.
So you're such a good teacher that you explain everything. So
no, I'm a student like you and all of us. But Tayo, yes, you raised a very good keyword that we actually covered in the lead track. Before we even engage in marketing, we wanted to always build a buyer persona. And with this approach, you're exactly right. We will be able, and you should plan it in your business approach, to create different types of personas, and then use the local AI to relate a customer to a persona. And that will give you even a better conversion.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So persona, which is targeting, and then intent, and then also what is super important, I think, is once you notice the intent, you have to communicate with that person within the next few hours. Otherwise, the competitor will already place themselves. So it's the timing, the intent, and knowing who you're targeting. I think these three things together makes so much better marketing. Eric, please go ahead.
I have some legal questions, especially
Yes.
maybe Tanel or Mohamed, because the EU laws on cold outreach are a bit strict because we are rather a double opt-in, while the rest is opt-out approach. And so maybe, I don't know, Tanel, when you had outreach before, other way around, there are companies here that help customers set up an outreach platform where they catch people with ebooks or something like that, and then someone signs up, and then you have the opt-in because they wanted to get the ebook, something like that. But when we scrape the stuff, and we scraped a lot, I can't just use the email to outreach to go directly to the customer. I'm just wondering, what methods did you use to make this somewhat legal?
Let's say I've been doing really B2B only, and in B2B you can, what I'm doing, I'm just telling in the end of the email that got your contact details from the available business registry, and this is sent as to the business.
Exactly.
So if you don't like, you can opt out, but that's everything is okay. So I think B2C is a bit different. Yeah, that's really the restricted. But B2B, it's still quite flexible. So
that was what I thought until this morning when I was on the toilet and asking Google Gemini Pro where or how or which person I can outreach to with my lists of doctors and stuff like that, and Google answered with the law and stuff like that it's impossible in the EU to do this with B2B mails, and the fines are so crazy high. If someone just replies to one of your emails with an advertisement, cold outreach, you're screwed basically, because you are obliged to identify where that person that you reached out to has agreed to be getting
in your mailing
emails.
list. Yeah. No, but there is a first step, Eric, because you know in the B2B world, every business is reachable publicly and legally.
Correct.
So I think if you put them in your daily newsletter and you start blasting every day an email, that's not correct. Not even if there was no law. Usually your first engagement would be to ask them, look, this is the value you offer. Would you like to be part of our newsletter? That you're allowed to ask, because you're allowed to contact a business to ask questions. So I think if you do that, and if they say no, and then you don't bother them again, I don't think you're breaking the law. If they say yes, you got the opt-in. You're talking about the opt-in.
That was the perfect answer for me, because you are asking them if you can send them
Exactly.
ads,
you're asking for the opt-in. The opt-in, you can get it from your website, from a form or something, from social media, or you can get it from a first email or a phone call.
Yeah.
So once you get the opt-in, you still need to give them an opt-out link that they can unsubscribe, like Tanel was saying. But another thing here, let's forget about the law. Let's think about humans, you know. We receive so much spam by emails. It's a headache. So with our approach, we're thinking, let's reach out to them softly, connect to them on LinkedIn, connect to them on Facebook. We don't send messages. We just use RTILA to have your brand in their mind. Yeah. So I think it's called brand hammering or brand something in the marketing world. So that when you send them that opt-in email, they say, oh, Kletter, or oh yeah. I saw them posting.
Touch points until they buy, stuff like that.
Exactly. Yeah. So you can use a very soft and organized approach instead of going brutal with the first email.
I wanted to do that. 40,000 kindergartens. And we're still clamping triangles, bombard them. Here is the first email with an offer.
Exactly. No, if you give an offer, that's different. And if you turn it into a question, the first interaction, guys. So I think what Tanel said is very important. Guys, we find your contact details on Google Map. You put it publicly. I didn't steal it from somewhere. And we were wondering, because you're in this field and we're in this field, would you be interested to receive news? And by the way, we are selling this. But the first question you ask them is would you like us to communicate with you? Yes or no?
I love that. Thank you guys so much.
Pleasure.
My day was almost heartbroken. I saw no way around this. But
no,
just
don't worry.
adding a question in front is amazing. All right.
Yes.
Because,
but I think Eric also, here might be that maybe the Google takes that doctors are not strictly maybe the business entities, let's say limited companies or so. Maybe there is some different legal status the doctors have more to the private persons. I don't know. But really on the companies or so, I cannot see how they can fine you. If it's really from the company, you're sending from the company to the company. And you say that you have found in the business public data this, so.
Completely different if you just say publicly found. It's just, the honesty.
Yeah.
I was just, because I wanted to sell these lists to someone else. And that someone else is going to ask me where was the data from, and maybe he has to be.
He has to be straightforward,
Yes. So he has to ask his customers, his future maybe customers, these questions, and then the list is valid and allowed to be used. Thank you guys so much.
No, you're welcome. And Eric, just no pleasure. Just to add on marketing, we all want to sell our things. So from my experience, let's say even if you're brutal, if you're super targeting, that that they like this kind of thing and you have what they like, there will be interest when the email lands. That's a completely different psychology. Then I am not interested in hazelnut chocolate. I'm allergic to hazelnut, and I received 10 emails about hazelnut. That's a different thing. That I love Ferrari toys, and somebody noticed it, I don't know, and I receive, hey, how about a small Ferrari 3D printed? It hits me, So
It-
I think that makes a big difference.
Absolutely. There's even in Germany, it's even stricter because you have the personal data privacy
Yeah.
laws and stuff like that. So you have to have a reason to contact them, and that has to outweigh the personal privacy. So you have to
Yeah.
balance the stuff. But the B2B idea and asking them if they want to receive an offer saved my day. So I'm just going to
Yes,
do
and
that.
even for
And
B2C, I think we could go from the social media, connect personal to personal, offer something for free in the social media, and then offer the opt-in form or whatever it is. And then once you have the opt-in from the personal email, then you can email those personal emails as well.
just an ebook with play instructions, blah blah blah.
Offer
And they
something
have
for
to
free.
download it.
We have to give some value because people are overwhelmed with nonsense.
Everything has value now that you are. Yeah, I'm sorry, other way around. Everything has no value when you just create it in like 5 seconds. What people do, ebooks and stuff nowadays.
Yes. But again, it's good. I think it's very good that we keep our vision. We know that our vision when we collect data is for outreach. And what we are doing right here is reducing all those frictions. And Eric, those who enforce opt-in and those who enforce all these rules are actually the communication providers. Your email provider, when you said with Mailchimp will not allow you to send unless it's opt-in, for example. So those guys have higher enforcement, but what we propose is to build your own independent outreach system, and then you carefully craft and target your messages to get freedom and conversion and volume.
That's the goal, of course. Yeah.
And Cyrus is young but has a lot of experience in this, so we will leverage Cyrus' input as well. Cyrus, I think you have a very interesting approach to this as well. That is not mass emailing.
Oh, I mean, well, yeah. So the other way of doing it is to scale horizontally instead. So that's what okay, so Apollo, for example, is a $1 billion company. So it works for across millions of users. And basically what they do is they just have you connect your email account. So if you have like a Google business account, they expect you to send business emails. So you just add 3 or 4 of those, or however many you need, and then you can send, because the main thing is those providers don't want you getting in if you're spam.
Yeah.
But they can't tell spammers how to, they can't tell spammers the rules, because they're also that'd be telling everybody else the rules too. Like if they're telling everybody the rules of how to get in, they're letting the spammers in too.
Indeed.
The spammers are more dedicated. So if you just use like auth or single sign-on or whatever, and then you can just connect the accounts, and then you start inside the inbox instead of using your own mail server. So that's another way, and it scales too. Although it's like bring your own key for AI. It's bring your own email sort of thing.
Yeah, there are various techniques. We can maybe have some more technical discussions on this when we reach the outreach side of it. But again, if we now can come back, and now it's about finding the data, but also not only finding the contact data, finding all the surrounding semantics and data points to enrich our understanding of our target database. That's what we need to focus on, I think, at the moment. And then we will get some results. Yeah. Let's see. I will stop sharing my screen, then I can see the questions, but probably, Eli, you have an eye on that already. And how are we doing with the timing?
Yeah, well, not too bad. Again, 1/4 past. We're getting there.
Yes.
Before it was 2 hours, then it was 1 hour 45, then it's 1 hour and a half, and we're getting better.
Now it's 1 hour 15. Yeah,
Exactly.
it's not bad. That's good. That's good.
My note taker actually was complaining this week and says, "Your timing is terrible." But it is getting better, and it did say that.
Excellent. Let's see the chat. So so there is a concept of effort. That's interesting.
Which we obviously put into this.
We are putting a lot of effort. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's interesting
this
to know.
database is like crack for them. They have to bust it down.
Yes, and also Tayo said lead nurturing. Yeah, definitely that is going to be very critical. Zach already left. So we have. So I'm just making sure that this will be in the recording so that we can address the comments for the validations. Is this a note taker, a bot note taker that did that? Yeah. I thought it was questions. All right. Eli, and anybody in the community, please, if you have some more questions, don't hesitate. And please be patient with us another couple of hours. We will release this this automation. It will be inside rtila.com/community. So let me show you guys, for you who are part of the program, where you will find the resources. It will be here in courses, in data track, and we will put a new course here. And if you look at our last week course,
sharing.
I'm not sharing. Oh la la, this is always my classic mistakes. Yeah, here, let's share. Hopla. I think it should be displayed now. Yeah.
Slowly.
No, can't see anything.
No, not yet.
Now it's building up.
Okay, cool. So the place to go, guys, is rtila.com/community, and then courses, and then data track, and then you have all the courses that we've been doing between us recently. And when you have a course, when the material that we attach, especially the automation projects, the RTILA automation projects, for example, if you go to how to scrape Google Maps from last week, they are usually at the bottom. You will have a zip file or template file at the bottom. That's where you find the resources. And here also you can comment and ask for modifications, new commands, new verification, new validation, new syntax. With great pleasure, please. Don't be shy. So on that note, and if there is,
actually,
yeah, sorry, Eli?
Yeah, so actually I was looking at this earlier because I was trying to find the Google Map spots, and it's not showing up for me in the data track.
Here, it's not showing up?
Yeah, no, this whole page that you're on right now just
the
doesn't
whole
show
course doesn't show for you.
No, well, okay, here,
Sorry.
I can show my screen.
Yes,
if,
please.
if that helps, but
that will, yeah, I'm gonna stop sharing. Yeah, that would be good to see your site. Maybe there is a setting we missed. Yes.
So the Google Maps one just doesn't show up.
Oh yeah, you're right. So I think we didn't publish it then. Anybody has the same issue? Well, we will double check and solve this in the next 1 hour. Thank you.
I have the same issue too. Thank you.
Okay, that actually makes me feel a lot better because I was like, am I going crazy or something?
So it's my bad. I think we didn't make it public. So we're gonna make it public with the today course as well. And other than that, everything good. Thank you, Tayo, for your support. Let's look at the questions. And if everything is good, Eli, the honor to you.
Yeah, and I just want to say thank you. Validation, the power in that, I'm really loving that. That's going to save me a huge amount of time instead of me burning actually the proxies and everything else. Also, I want to apologize to everyone when it comes to the community because I haven't been in the community much, but I was in the last week. And Eric, you've been busy with some serious stuff in there, so thank you, without a doubt. But let's start making that community busy. I left a few things this week, and I will be leaving quite a few things in the next few weeks. But let's all of us. Thank you, Cyrus. You left a significant post in there 2 weeks ago and started us off. But we need to keep the flow behind everybody else. So let's be a bit more prevalent. I'm to blame for that. And let's all work together to get this flowing and to work all together. Cyrus kindly said 2 weeks ago. Cyrus, thank you.
Yes, thank you everyone, and thank you Eli and everyone for your participation. Is this a sayonara, as you say?
Mohammed, that's my thing. I'm sayonara.
I'm salam alaikum, shalom. Okay.
Have a good one, everyone.
I can't say that.
I can say it. Everybody, take care.
Everyone have a beautiful weekend coming. Take care.
Yes.
Sayonara.
Sayonara. Bye bye.